Season 3, Episode 8 of the Fanatic Brackets. I am Nick, your host. With me, as always, is my co-host, Joel.
Yo.
This episode, we're joined by none other than the host of WellsMania podcast, Mr. WellsMania himself. You can't see me, man. How you been, man? How's everything?
Hey, everything is well. Thank you both for having me on. I'm really looking forward to running wild with you, especially with the topic for this episode.
Yes. I was waiting for somebody to choose this topic. I'm glad you did this. So the topic of choice today for this episode is the greatest John Cena match of all time. Of course, you're a big John Cena fan, but what's the other reasons for this topic other than must be because of the retirement tour, right? Is that
well,
it?
yes,
Yeah.
we are on the John Cena farewell tour, and fellas, it's almost over, and I have been mentally preparing myself for December, but I won't be ready. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry like a little baby. And the main reason why I chose this topic, by the way, really cool concept.
Thank you.
I've paid attention to your other episodes that you guys have put out, and it's really cool to see how all your guests pick and choose the I love the bracket format. I'm a big March Madness guy, so I love filling out a bracket every March, and then a couple rounds in, it busts.
I feel you on that, man.
Yeah. But it's still fun though. It's still fun because you never know what's going to happen. However, I think we might have a good idea what's going to happen with this bracket. But the main reason I chose John Cena is because outside of my mom and dad, John Cena is my biggest inspiration. Like I just turned 39 years old. So John Cena has literally been a part of my life for his entire WWE career. So ever since 2002, the moment I saw John Cena on my TV screen, I just connected with him. And I mean, I grew up a Hulkamaniac, brother. But man, when John Cena came on the scene, I actually saw myself like looking at John Cena. I was like, man, I relate so much to this guy. And from that point forward, I just became a loyal fan from day one. And here we are.
That's
at
incredible.
the end of John Cena's run, and I still am down with Cena, and I'm just trying so hard, fellas. I'm trying so hard.
I can relate to that, man.
To just embrace and take in every single moment that we've got left of John Cena on the farewell tour.
Of course, man. Of course. I mean, I feel like at some point in everyone's life, John Cena affected us personally in some way, shape, or form. And I feel like everyone at some point must have been a John Cena costume for Halloween. Am I right? I feel like must have happened at some point. I think I definitely went like as recent as like the last 5 years. So that says something a lot about John Cena.
I love that. I love that.
Exactly. You never grow out of that phase of being a John Cena fan. We'll always be a John Cena mark.
And it's okay to be a John Cena hater too, because not everybody can cheer for him. We need those boos. We need the John Cena haters. So I mean, but it's great, man. I love the Let's Go Cena. Cena sucks. Like being at numerous John Cena live matches. The environment, man, there is nothing quite like it. And that's why I'm really excited, because I've actually been to a few of these matches in the bracket.
So sick.
Yeah, man, it's awesome. And any opportunity that I've ever gotten to go see John Cena live, I have done my very best to take advantage to be there. And my favorite match, and we'll get into it here in a little bit, but my favorite match is in this bracket. So I'm going to try so hard not to be biased, but no promises. No promises.
We shall see. And that's the whole point of this bracket too. You may get a little upsets here and there, but we shall see when we get into that. So for those listening or watching who have not seen an episode of Fanatic Brackets before, the concept of the show goes as following. So we're going to go matchup by matchup, giving our personal, in this case, our favorite John Cena match between the two in each matchup. Whichever match gets 2 or 3 votes, obviously between the 3 of us, we'll move on to the next round up until we get to the finals. And that will determine our greatest John Cena match of all time between the 3 of us. So with that being said, Wells, because do you go by Wells, by the way? I forgot to ask. Or do you
Wells is my government last name.
Okay.
WellsMania is the gimmick, man. It's the lifestyle. That's the name of my podcast, WellsMania podcast. But you can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll do. Awesome. So
I'm working on my dad jokes. Okay, I apologize.
That was a good one. I like
that was a good one. No, that was a good one. That was a good one.
Thank you.
But WellsMania, since you were a guest, we're gonna start off with you for our first matchup.
Oof.
With that being John Cena's match at WrestleMania 28, once in a lifetime match against The Rock in 2012, going up against John Cena's match versus AJ Styles at the 2017 Royal Rumble, where he became new WWE champion. In your opinion, WellsMania, which match between these two is better in John Cena's career?
First and foremost, I got to preface by saying this might be the most challenging bracket that I will ever fill out in my entire life. It's going to be difficult to pick just one, but that is the point of this bracket. So I do need to reveal, because I hinted at it earlier, my all-time favorite John Cena match is Once in a Lifetime versus The Rock. And that's my vote, fellas. And I won't drag on too much, because obviously we can keep talking about it as the match progresses, hopefully. I was there. I was at WrestleMania 28. I got to witness John Cena versus The Rock. And it was, even though Cena lost, it was still one of the most electrifying, pun intended there for the Rock, experiences that I've ever felt in my entire life. So The Rock versus John Cena, once in a lifetime, gets my vote here.
Ooh, that's a good pick. This is also, these matchups are going to be difficult as time goes on. So if you think this one's tough, you're in for a surprise going forward. But Joel, I'm going to go with you. Which match between these two do you think is better in John Cena's career?
I love all Cena AJ matches, but you got to go with The Rock. That was such an iconic time, and just a year in the making of building that match, and then all falling apart for Cena just to redeem himself the next year. It was just a moment like no one forgets. Like that match is what got me back into the WWE. Like when Rock came back, and then the whole setup for 26 and then 27 and then leading into 28, that's what hooked me back in. So you gotta go Rock and Cena.
Ooh, good answers. I'm gonna go with the AJ Styles one, mainly because I feel like obviously the Rock versus Cena was obviously a great build, great story. Like you said, Joel, a year in the making, led to a second one a year later. So technically twice in the making. But
twice in a lifetime.
Twice in a lifetime. Yes, twice in a lifetime. Yeah. But I think AJ versus Cena, they had great chemistry with one another. I feel like AJ was one of the few that brought out the best in Cena in terms of in the ring. Storyline wise, this story between The Rock for WrestleMania 28, blows AJ Styles match out the water. You know what I mean? We can go on and on for The Rock versus Cena and how important that match was for the industry. But I feel like they gave everything they had in this match. We saw a different version of Cena, from the AJ Styles match, even the one at SummerSlam. Now, that was a different version of Cena that we didn't see before. And I loved it. I could watch Cena and AJ go at it for days. The Rock and Cena match had the build and the story to it, but I think the AJ Styles match was the better match from bell to bell. So I'm gonna go with.
I would agree with that too. There's just so much. The Rock's match is just so much on a bigger scale. You know what I mean? Like we talked about in the industry again, and kind of picking back up. And this was the Rock Hogan. You know what I mean, of our generation,
right?
And it's just insane. Like. So I get it, but AJ and Cena, because I remember I rewatched this match. Incredible.
Like, I have to go back and rewatch all these
the matches. Best out of Cena.
Yeah. You guys nailed it. The chemistry that John Cena and AJ Styles have, it is really good. And it's almost kind of like a dream. It was like a dream match, because did we ever think that we would see John Cena versus AJ Styles? And then when AJ showed up at the Rumble making his WWE debut, I was like, oh my God, how awesome would it be if we got John Cena versus AJ Styles? And we did. We got it multiple times. So, like I said, it's going to be tough picking one match over the other. I'm trying not to have my bias weigh heavy. But man, seeing my favorite wrestler from my teenage years going up against my favorite wrestler during my adulthood, and even probably for the rest, I mean, no one's ever going to pass John Cena unless my son who will be here in October, unless he becomes a WWE wrestler one day. Then
he'll
he
take
might
that spot.
Yeah, he'll take the spot of the GOAT. But yeah, once in a lifetime was just such an incredible experience. Even though Cena came up short, you don't mimic The Rock because it always bites you in the ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
These two were similar in different ways. Two different GOATs of two different promotions, and this for The Rock matches two different GOATs of two different eras. So it's it's same but different in ways, and I'm glad that this was like a first round matchup because it's interesting to talk about. But yeah, the Rock match at WrestleMania 28, that one moves on to the next round, and we move on for there. Joel, I'm going to start off with you with this next matchup. We have John Cena's match against Shawn Michaels in the April 23rd, 2007 edition of Raw versus John Cena's match against Triple H at WrestleMania 22, where he won retained the WWE title in 2006. Which one of these matches is better in your opinion?
So this one was a real tough one for me because the Triple H one was his coming out party at WrestleMania. He beat JBL the year before, but Triple H is Triple H.
Yeah,
that's the game. He is the face of WWE at this time. So for him to go up against him, big match feel, great match at Mania. But the HBK match on Raw takes the cake with the finish alone and how they just led up to that finish. And what a great match. And getting it for free on Raw. We didn't get matches like that. So getting a big feel match on Raw, and then they come out and they give it their all and they pull out all the guns, you gotta go with HBK.
Ooh, good choice. WellsMania, which match do you think is better between these two?
I agree with Joel. I think that the match on Monday Night Raw was unexpected. I mean, that proved that John Cena can go the distance. I mean, it was like an Iron Man match between Shawn and Cena, and everybody always gave John a hard time. Oh, he's the 5 moves of doom, and he can't wrestle longer than 10 minutes. And John proved that night that not only can he do a long match, but he can do it with arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. No, nothing against the game. The game. Triple H, nothing against the game, but if I have to pick one between these two matches, I'm going with Shawn Michaels versus John Cena, and again, Shawn beat Cena, so I'm picking another match where John lost,
which is crazy.
I know, but sometimes in John's defeats, those were his best matches. Those were his best performances, and he showed why he can hang with anybody in that match on that random Monday Night Raw in April of 2007.
Yeah, this was also during the Road to WrestleMania, right? Or was that right after?
Right after.
Yeah.
And I was actually at that WrestleMania in Detroit at Ford Field, so I got to witness John Cena beat Shawn Michaels. Oof. And I won't go off too much, but I used to cosplay as John Cena. So I would wear whatever shirt he was wearing at the time. I would take this very spinner belt to all of the shows that I would go to. And I just remember being booed all day long, walking around the streets of Detroit. And then when we got into Ford Field, I literally felt like I was John Cena. People were telling me that I sucked, and they were you can't see me. And they were laying it into me, but I love it. I loved every second of it. I just soaked it all in. And then when John won, confetti started raining down from Ford Field. So you know what I did, fellas?
You celebrated.
I stood on my seat. I threw the title above my head and I looked at every person in my section and I yelled as loud as I could, "The champ is here!" And they cheered me.
Yeah, so, the babyface turn of the century.
Yeah, I was like, man, I got
a cool show, but it turned.
I got booed all day long by you people, and then all of a sudden Cena wins, and now I'm getting cheered. So It was a really cool experience.
That's
but
incredible.
Oh, that's awesome. I love crowds that
That's
do
crazy
that.
that
Yeah.
there's been hate since 07. Like, it's so
Yeah.
wild.
That is crazy.
That just shows you the impact that Cena has had for the past few decades. I mean, it's cooled off a little now over the past couple of years, but man, during that stretch of when John became Super Cena, oh my goodness,
he was everywhere.
He was everywhere. The crowd, you didn't know what crowd you were going to get. Are they going to boo Cena? Are they going to cheer Cena?
Yeah, depending where you
were. They were getting tired of it. They were getting tired of that.
Yeah, it was wild. It was what a wild time.
Yeah,
it was very wild, very wild. But yeah, good reasons for both. I'm going to agree with both of you. I'm also choosing the Shawn Michaels match on that Raw. Would you guys say this is the greatest Raw match of all time? Would you or up there in one of the greatest of all time?
It's definitely up.
Yeah, because this was again first off, it was in London, so London crowds are always going to go off the rails.
Very hot,
and very hot crowd to go that long of a match, and then especially just competing that same week in Mania. Shawn Michaels is also one of the ones that had, just like AJ Styles, also somebody that had great chemistry with Cena. To go that long of a match and kill it without losing a step, that proves a lot for both of them. And it's just it may not be the greatest match of all time, but it definitely is an instant classic that you can go back and rewatch and be like, this shows a different side of Cena that isn't typically the I'm gonna just hit a couple AAs and then just win the match. No, it's just I can wrestle and I can out wrestle somebody else, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, in Shawn Michaels. So I love when we see that side of Cena. Maybe not as much today because he's a little bit older, but during that time frame, it was like, all right, which Cena are we going to get? Depending on who his opponent was. There's some people he had great chemistry with, some people he didn't. So it was really like up in the air when it came to wrestling. But most of the time, it was always
he always made it work, though. He always made it work.
He always made it work. So it was a great thing to see Shawn Michaels and Cena go at it one-on-one. So for that, I'm gonna have to give it to Shawn Michaels too. That
clean sweep.
Clean sweep. Yeah, clean sweep, man. So now next matchup, I'll start this one off. We have John Cena's match at SummerSlam this year against Cody Rhodes, going up against John Cena's Rob Van Dam match at ECW's One Night Stand in 2006, where RVD became the new WWE champion, not Cena, but he didn't retain it. This is gonna be. I'm gonna go with RVD's match. You know what? I'm gonna choose his because although I liked the Cody Rhodes match that just happened, that was a great street fight. I'll give him credit to that one because I remember walking into that match and I'm like, oh, is this gonna top Cody Rhodes' match from Mania? Is this gonna be better than what I expected? Not as good as I think it is. But I feel like the RVD One Night Stand match is an instant classic because again, it was the typical ECW crowd. We have a WWE star coming into our building, not just any building. It's our home in the Hammerstein Ballroom, even though they're from Philly. It was still a good match. One of those matches where also the crowd carried the match, where you had people chanting at Cena, saying outrageous stuff, booing him, especially during a time when John Cena wasn't really getting booed yet.
Yeah.
So it was really crazy as a WWE fan to see that. They'd be like, wow, is John Cena's getting booed in general? What? It's insane. But even though he wasn't a heel, he did what he had to do and he played the crowd very well. He bounced off the audience. He made them hate him with that moment where he held the title on the way to the ring. Yep. So he played it really, really, really well. Especially with the stakes of RVD's contract and cashing it in as we walk out as champion with the ECW belts too. And I loved how Edge came in afterwards and kind of continued that rivalry and costing him the belt. So it added a lot more to it. I was like, of course, I did not see this coming. But
a great moment.
Yeah. And that moment, that match, everything about that match, the environment, the beginning from entrance to bell, it was really much an iconic stage and an iconic platform to have that type of match, and the stakes and everything involved, and everyone did their part and played their part well. So for that, I'm going to go with RVD's match at ECW One Night Stand. Joel, who do you have, RVD's match or Cody Rhodes' match?
I'm biased. It's RVD One night stand. I'm so biased on that. This is the closest we got to Cena as a heel. Like if you watch the match, this is heel Cena. Just
we didn't know
not with the heel turn. You know what I mean? Like they just
Yeah.
treated him as a heel, and he played into it so much. This is one of my favorite matches from him. I think it's more nostalgia, but I do think it's a great match. And just like you said, like everything around it with the cash in and Cena's the face of WWE going into ECW territory. What's gonna happen? It's unpredictable. So with everything around it, I have to go with RVD. Love the SummerSlam match. Hated the quick face turn, but I get it. But yeah, I gotta go RVD.
Good choice. WellsMania, who do you have? This is the Cody Rhodes match or the RVD match?
This one's tough. This one is tough. I agree with all the points that you guys made on RVD versus Cena. If Cena wins, we riot. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
that poster alone became iconic. But everything about that match and the presentation and stupid Edge at the end, I couldn't stand Edge. Couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand Edge.
Such a great heel. Oh,
couldn't
man,
stand Punk. Him. I hated those guys, because Cena's my boy, and you put him up against. Now, I had respect for Randy Orton. I still do have respect for Randy Orton, but I could not stand CM Punk or Edge. But man, it just fits so perfectly in the story that was being told. Cena just went through losing to RVD, and then Edge comes in and just screws him over even more. And I'm like,
went nuts.
Yeah,
you gotta be kidding me. Like, Cena can't catch a break tonight. But yes, I do agree with you guys. I will give my vote to RVD and Cena, although I do want to say that Cody versus Cena at SummerSlam, the best match that John has had this year on the John Cena farewell tour. That's another reason why I threw this match in the bracket, because I feel like it was so well done, so well executed. Definitely, and even though I was there at WrestleMania 41 in Vegas to witness John Cena beat Cody to become the Never Seen 17, the match at SummerSlam absolutely trumped the match at WrestleMania 41.
Well, of course,
So I do want to give John and Cody their flowers for their street fight at SummerSlam. And then the return of Brock Lesnar. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That out of nowhere. Yeah. Just insane. So I like the dynamics that these two matches have with the surprise returns of Brock and Edge. Yeah. But I will go with RVD and Cena one night stand, because that, I think Joel said it best. It's nostalgia right there.
Yeah. It is. It
was just one. It was a period of time that was just very interesting with what they were doing with the title.
Yeah.
And how they were treating Cena. I still think this is what kicked off all the Cena hate. I still think it was one night stand.
Yeah.
And the ECW fans bringing up that he was corny, and then people started kind of like side-eyeing it and was like, you know what? I kind of think so too. And I feel like that's what kind of started the whole Cena hate.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You're not wrong. It definitely launched. It launched the haters. Thanks a lot, Paul Heyman.
Exactly. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Paul. Come on. Yeah. That is so true. I didn't think about that till now, till you brought that up. Like,
yeah, I was thinking about it. I was like, wow, this kicks it off.
Yeah. That is true. That is so true. But RVD's match does have another clean sweep against another John Cena correct match. Next matchup, we have John Cena's match against Edge in the TLC match, Unforgiven 2006, going up against John Cena's match against Randy Orton in the I Quit match and Breaking Point 2009. WellsMania, we're going to start with you in this one. Which one do you think is the better match of John Cena's?
I absolutely love the John Cena Randy Orton feud. I mean, 2009 was an incredible year for both superstars. They had several matches. They were playing hot potato with the WWE title, going back and forth with it. And like I said, nothing against Edge, but I'm going to give my vote to Randy Orton here. I really enjoyed this match. Another match showcasing John Cena's in-ring ability going up against Randy. And the I Quit was just another fun stipulation to an already fun rivalry that these two were having in 2009. Could have really gone with any match from 2009 with Randy and John, but I really enjoyed this match. I thought this was the best wrestling match between the two. But that gets my vote is Breaking Point 2009. I loved their bragging rights match.
Yes, the Iron Man.
Yes, I loved that match as well. But I think this one just barely is better than the bragging rights one. So I'm going with Randy Orton, John Cena, Breaking Point here.
Good one. Joel, do you agree with him, or are you going to go with the Edge match?
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. And the finish shows like the innovation that Cena and Orton had, that the creativeness they had together when they put their minds together. And the Edge match, it was awesome. TLC, it was great. It was what it was, but that Orton Cena rivalry was just so hot, and this match, like Well said, probably the best match of their rivalry in 09, and probably the best match together.
Yeah, to date.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm going to agree with both of you. I'm also choosing the Orton match. It's crazy because these two are, when I randomized this bracket, they put together two of Cena's greatest rivals in the same matchup. And these two are, I think these two matches are the greatest matches that Cena's had between both of these rivals. But
definitely.
Yeah, but I'm choosing Orton was because I've always loved when these two like Orton and Cena had a feud with one another because they wanted to like tear each other apart.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to fight, and especially during this year when they feuded, they had this wasn't the only stipulation that they had. We mentioned the Iron Man match at Bragging Rights. They had a Hell in a Cell match at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. So they had a lot of stipulation matches, and this was the best one. And you know, it was very chaotic. It was a typical babyface versus heel match. It was what we expected from it, and it was just a great pure wrestling match from start to finish with a lot of great moments and want to just beat each other up and show which one's better. I remember going through like a whole bunch of emotions through it, but like, you know, it's an I quit match. They wanted to again just fight and beat each other up and make the whole point is just to make the other one quit the match.
Right.
I say that because it's like I think a lot of people speculate like they're gonna quit the company. Like no, but it's just like the whole point is obviously just to end the match early. So they both wanted to go at it, and they did that, and not just this match, but for the other matches too. They just went to war, and I always loved that. This is another moment to where Cena had to like show his best and try to end Orton. So for that, I'm gonna have to choose Orton as well. Another clean sweep.
And we got our first match where John Cena actually won the match.
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. There we go.
Because it's a
finally.
Yeah. There we go. I mean, I feel like whoever wins this one he won both of these matches. So
yeah, but we finally got one that he wins. It took 4 tries, but we got it.
And a fun fact, I actually went to St. Louis this year to Backlash to watch John Cena versus Randy Orton last time. My wife is a massive Randy Orton fan.
Oh,
and
so
I'm a
massive out perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah. So I had convincing. It was just like you looked at each other. It was like, "Yep, let's get those tickets."
She's like, "Yeah, you're going to that. You're going to that." So I had massive bragging rights when Cena beat Randy at Backlash this year. So
I wonder how many times they have like wins and losses over each other because they face each other a lot.
Yeah, we'll have to look that up and throw that out on our social media.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, because this is one of the ones that like at least 10 matches with one another.
Yeah.
So
for sure,
you gotta definitely gotta look that up eventually and see who has the upper hand between these two. Same with Edge. I don't know.
It's got to be John.
I would probably think it's John. I would think it's John
because every time it was. I think this is the only year that it was Randy the babyface and Orton and Randy the babyface and Cena was the heel. Was this year?
Yeah.
So it must have been like Cena got the upper hand every single time because he was the babyface. So I'm guessing it must have been Cena.
You know that's a fact.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. But first one that Cena actually won that wins to the next round.
Yes, sir.
But next matchup, we're going to start with you, Joel. We have John Cena's match against Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2013. When he won this one. Oh, Daniel Bryan beat John Cena to win the WWE Championship versus the Rumble in 2008, where he returned and won that one. Which match do you think is better between these two, Joel?
I'm picking Bryan. I love the Rumble moment It was a phenomenal moment, probably the best Rumble moment in history. But the Bryan match was so great, and you got to see another side of Cena. Like Bryan, like there was certain wrestlers that brought something special out of Cena. We talked about it with AJ, HBK, Bryan's on that list. It was just one of those matches that flowed and kind of like went into the new generation. We didn't really get like Cena didn't go away, but this was probably I would think his last big like storyline as like the face of the company as a champion. Because then when he becomes champion later on, there's 2 belts. You know what I mean? Like this was the last one that he was the face of the company. It was no other champion. It was just him. Like Cena was the top, and then having Bryan beat him was just it led into everything that follows it. The Authority, Bryan at Mania. So this really set up Bryan, and Cena just giving it his all and having that type of match with Bryan and making Bryan look like $1,000. I have to go with this match.
Ooh. Good pick. Wells, do you agree with him, or are you going to go with the Rumble match?
I love his points. John definitely put over Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam in this match and gave Daniel a nice little, push that he deserved at the moment. And I think this is kind of when John really started doing that more. He wasn't necessarily burying people as much. Every once in a while, John would, oh my God, he just put over Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Didn't see that coming. So,
yeah.
But the shock that I loved was the 2008 Royal Rumble. And I love that we have a Royal Rumble match in this bracket because I feel like people kind of forget to give Royal Rumble matches. I mean, I know there's 30 men in the Rumble, but it's still a match. It is still a match. Very it just involves 30 participants.
Yeah.
And this one is my biggest mark out moment in my entire wrestling life. When John Cena came in at number 30, I tell this story all the time on WellsMania podcast. I swear to you guys, if there was a 10-foot basketball goal right in front of me, I would have been able to dunk. And I've never been able to dunk a day in my life. I'm more of a shooter than I am a dunker. I'm only 5'9". Come on now. But I tell everybody this, I jumped so high that I almost hit my buddy's ceiling. Like,
oh my God.
I jumped so high in the air, and he looked at me and goes, damn, I have never seen you jump that high ever. And it was the adrenaline rush. It was just the moment took me over.
That was such a moment.
It was.
Oh my God. Because Cena was out. Cena was out with an injury.
No one thought he was coming back that
season. Yeah. Nobody thought he was coming back. Even Jerry Lawler teeing it up. Who's number 30? On commentary. And then Cena's music hits and the look on Triple H's face. Oh my God. It's giving me goosebumps right now, just reliving it in my mind. Every year that the Royal Rumble rolls around, this is usually the first Rumble match that I watch as I get hyped for the Rumble. So easy vote for me. Nothing against Daniel Bryan. But my vote goes to John Cena's shocking return and victory. He won the 2008 Royal Rumble.
Yes, he did. I'm going to agree with you, Wells. I'm going to go with I'm going to go with the 2008 Rumble as well. I feel like I love the Daniel Bryan match. Don't get me wrong. I love the moment where I believe this is the moment that Randy Orton cashed in directly after.
Yeah.
So that was also a great story, great moment, and great heartfelt win. People thought this was the push of Daniel Bryan, but it didn't really lead till the next year. But I think the 2008 Rumble was, the return itself was probably a top 3, if not the greatest return we've seen. Obviously, there's a whole handful of ones we could choose from, like Edge in 2020 and a whole bunch of other ones. But the moment itself, blew the roof off MSG that year. It was also a stacked final 3 with Triple H, Batista, and Cena. 3 of the top dogs that year that were, going to probably most likely going to headline Mania. Even though this Rumble wasn't really the biggest on surprises, it still was a great Rumble and a great win. And I just think that the surprise and the win were just a big moment for that year, and still talked about to this day, 17 years later.
Definitely. Yep.
So the fact that it's still talked about being, because I know Joanna, you and I talked about this being like, it wasn't like the biggest names in the Rumble. They had like Hacksaw in it, they had Snuka in it, they had Piper in it. It was fun. It was cool.
A fun time. Yeah, they did. Yeah. They pulled out the nostalgia and then just dropped a bomb on us when Cena came out.
Exactly.
Like, what?
Yeah, you didn't expect him to come back after just being out for like what, 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, right. And with the injury he had, it was like,
exactly.
He'll
You don't come back that quickly from a torn pec, which is insane. I know Cody Rhodes wrestled with one, which is insane.
Right.
But like it's like you're fucking Superman in wrestling.
Cena is a freak of nature.
Yeah,
definitely lived up to his Super Cena nickname when he returned at the Rumble. And fellas, you bring up 17 years since this Rumble. Well, November 17th, Madison Square Garden, Monday Night Raw, John Cena's final appearance in the Garden.
Damn.
So, and 17. I mean, 17's a pretty big number.
Yeah,
so.
never seen 17. You know what I mean? Wow. Wow. A lot of 17s. It's like Taylor Swift with 11. I don't know why. That's a big thing. And it's not Cena. But yeah, that's a great point. Great point. I didn't even think of that till now. Wow. But yeah, the 2008 Rumble was still just an iconic one. You can't really go back. That's one of the Rumbles you think of when you start getting into the Rumble season. Like Wells said, it's one of the first ones he watches.
Yeah, this is on the top of the list, definitely.
Yeah,
it's up there.
It is up there. I love the match with Bryan, but it was just, you can't top moments. Moments always come out on top in wrestling. So I'm gonna have to go with the 2008 Rumble, another match that he won. So we're on a streak here with the matches that he's won so far.
On a little streak.
Yeah,
I feel like that's about to end though.
Oh man. Oh, okay.
This next match.
Next match
up right here.
Oh, God. Next match, we have the CM Punk and Cena match at Money in the Bank 2011 going up against the John Cena versus Umaga match that happened at, what pay-per-view did this happen at? Why am I drawing a blank?
That was the Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble in 2007. Yes. So yeah, who wants to start this one off? Because I know this is going to be a great topic to.
I'll make it short and sweet.
Yeah,
I mean, nothing against the late great Umaga. I always enjoyed Umaga versus John Cena. I thought those two had very underrated chemistry when they worked with each other.
Yes.
But CM Punk versus John Cena at Money in the Bank 2011 just might be the greatest John Cena match of all time. That is going to be a heavy favorite to win this bracket because that match literally had everything you could ever want. Well, except for Cena losing and more. I mean, when CM Punk beat John Cena and then took the title, blew the kiss at Vince and left through that Chicago crowd.
Ooh.
Can I say holy shit on here?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Holy shit. I mean, that was a holy shit moment right there.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So that is my pick, but I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on that match.
I'm going to agree with you. I'm also going to choose the CM Punk match because I think that the whole story, the whole buildup of like CM Punk not returning to WWE, did not renew his contract, even though under the table he just didn't announce it. We all thought he was leaving. We all thought he was gone and done.
Yeah, felt real.
There was no way Punk was winning. So the whole story from even that match that night itself in Chicago, obviously his hometown, from the second Cena made his entrance till the final bell after Punk blew that kiss and left off to the crowd, everyone glued to the screen, glued to the ring. I've never seen a match this intense at that point, so intense in my life at that point. So it was like, what is going on? This is like a WrestleMania match that's not at WrestleMania. You know, that could have been a WrestleMania match, but I guess they waited till a couple months till his contract actually ran out to do it, which I get. But I feel like this storyline, you know, before, during, and after, they told a story the entire time, and it was flawless. Like it just didn't feel like a regular PLE match. It just did not feel like when something that intense and so focused and so great did not. If they would have waited one more month, they could have done that at SummerSlam. which would have been insane, much more of like an eye opener type of match. But it was insane. It was just an iconic moment. That photo of CM Punk blowing the kiss to Vince still is being replayed over and over again. It's like an image that you're constantly reminded of about Punk every single time. I love the Umaga match too. That was also, like you said, Wells, and I agree with. It's just you didn't think that him and Umaga would have great chemistry, but they did. Another war on war match that they've had. It really showed the best of both Umaga and Cena, but nothing tops this Punk match. This is the one of the most intense matches that we've seen of Cena that he's had in his career, and Punk's too. So I wanted to go with the Punk match for this one. Joel, would you agree?
I definitely agree with y'all, but I'm going with Umaga. We not letting him get swept. That's crazy. That match was too good for him to get swept. So I'm gonna just give my vote to Umaga.
That is fair.
It was such a great match, but the CM Punk, you guys said it all. Like, you can't go against that match. But I can't let Umaga get swept. That's nuts.
Umaga got a bad draw here from the committee.
Yeah, because that match was too good for it to be 3-0. I gotta at least give him the one.
Oh, yeah, that is.
I respect that.
Yeah, you got to put your ones up for Umaga. You got to put you got to acknowledge Umaga.
Yes, sir.
Some would say that he was the tribal chief.
You could
back during his run because he did wear an Ulafala.
He did. Yes, he did.
So I mean,
I don't know.
That's another thing too. Is like I wish that Umaga was still with us because it'd be so cool to see how he would interact with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline.
Yes,
definitely.
But that's the beauty of the Bloodline is they live for the ones that have passed in their family.
Exactly. That is so true.
Yokozuna. And fellas, I'm going to date myself here, but growing up in the 90s, I legit thought that Yokozuna was Japanese.
Me too. I thought so.
When I found out that he was a part of the Bloodline, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. What? Yokozuna's not Japanese? He's Samoan? It just blew my mind.
I feel you. I went through the same thing. I feel you.
There's so many people that like, there's so many things like Kane and Undertaker, not brothers. Like what?
That was something else.
Brothers?
Yeah, it's like you're like heartbroken. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like, he lied to me. He tried to my
face. Insane.
Yeah, exactly. And like, what the hell? Yeah, but shout out to Umaga too. Shout out to Umaga. Shout out to this match because I feel like this one was no brainer. But the Umaga match was like also a chef's kiss, like amazing. So we can't not acknowledge that.
That's what I was saying. I can't let him get swept.
Yeah, good choice, Joel. That was
Cody,
a good
Triple H, that's different. Umaga's match, that was insane.
Yeah,
respect.
Yeah, shout out to Umaga. But yeah, next matchup we have Brock Lesnar versus Cena at Extreme Rules 2012 in the Extreme Rules match, going up against Cena's match against AJ Styles in SummerSlam 2016. Joel, I'm going to start with you. Which one do you think was the better match between the two?
I love the Lesnar match. It was such a great comeback, but biased, I was there for the AJ Styles Cena match.
There you go.
One of the greatest matches I've seen live. Gotta go with that one.
Okay, good choice.
That was the night where he pump faked us and we thought he was retiring. Oh man.
Oh yes.
You don't know how quiet that arena got. Yeah. Everybody was like, "Wait, what?"
He like walked out all sad and stuff.
Yeah, he put down his armband. It was like, no way this is happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, that match was just so incredible. Especially that was the first one. Oh man.
Yeah, it was. Wells, do you agree with him, or are you going with the Lesnar match?
I disagree. I was at the Brock Lesnar versus John Cena Extreme Rules match in 2012. So but Joel, you're right though, man. When you are live witnessing these matches in person, you become a part of the match. Like you become a part of the environment, the atmosphere. So you have that sentimental attachment to that match. So that's why it's so hard for me to go against the matches that I was live at. So that's why I'm giving my vote to Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. And shout out to the Allstate Arena for allowing me to enter their building with my chain and lock that I wore. Like I said, fellas,
that's so sick.
I used to cosplay as John Cena, so I was wearing the all green Cena shirt. I had my jorts on, had my Here's another thing too, is whatever shoes John Cena was wearing, I usually bought the same. I was a freak,
dedicated.
Man.
That was dedication, man. It's not
very dedicated. Like, I wanted to look like a 5'9" version of John Cena.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a beard. I used to be a baby face, and I used to be a little bit more, jacked. Stay young, fellas. Stay young as long as you can. Hold on to your youth. I mean, I'm almost 40, and I'm starting to realize, oh my God, no wonder why Cena's about to hang it up.
Like, it all makes sense.
When you're young, you don't think it'll ever happen to you. But then when you get older, you're like, oh my God, it's happening to me. This is real. But yeah, I went in with a legit chain that I bought at Menards and a lock that I put on the chain, because Cena was repping the old basic thugonomics chain going into this match against Brock Lesnar. So I'm very surprised that
they just let you walk right in.
They let me walk right in, because, I mean, that technically could be used as a weapon.
Yeah, you could start swinging that around. Just start
if I wanted to, if I was an unhinged, unruly person, I could have caused some damage to people, but I'm not. I live by the Roadhouse moniker. I am nice until it's time to not be nice. So
you let off the chain. That's what
yeah, exactly. So my vote goes to the Extreme Rules match where John Cena beat Brock Lesnar.
Yes, of course.
That was awesome to witness live in person. Anytime John Cena beats Brock Lesnar, I feel like it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it was such a big moment, such a big feeling match coming out of like Mania and the return. It was just really hyped up, and it really delivered.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Wells. I'm also going to go with the Brock Lesnar match. I feel like that was obviously a different version of Lesnar since post UFC. So it was like MMA Brock, not Here Comes the Pain Brock. So it was a different version. It was a redemption story for Cena coming out with like, I lost that Mania. That was an embarrassing loss for me. Coming back with the whole, different persona for Brock and trying to redeem something from Cena, and how physical and punishing that match was from start to finish was insane. It was a very physical and fun match to go back and watch. And even though, it wasn't like a 5-star match, again, like I said before with one of the other matches, it was still an iconic match to go back. Brock's first match back in a couple of years, and Cena's redemption story to get back on top and try to get back at The Rock. So it was a fun and more interesting match to have. I love AJ. I said before, John Cena's one of the greatest chemistry in the ring was the opponents was AJ Styles, but it was just very fun to watch in the Brock match and them go at it and try to beat each other up. So it was definitely a fun watch between these two. So I'm going to have to go with the Lesnar match from Extreme Rules. It was also very fun. So that's my pick, and he moves on to the next round. Another Cena win. We're going to skip over the Punk one and say that it's a streak. So
right.
Yeah, let's skip over that one. But the final match in the final matchup in the first round, we got JBL versus John Cena at WrestleMania 21, where John Cena defeated JBL to win his first WWE title, going up against John Cena's debut match in 2002 against Kurt Angle. I'm going to start this one off because I feel like this was an obvious match to me. The bigger moment, I'm basing this one off of moment, and I'm going to go with the debut match because I feel like first impressions matter in wrestling. This one was everyone till this day talks about the ruthless aggression line and the slap. That's one of the first things you think of, even though it was the first thing that happened with Cena. That's what you think of when you hear that line is John Cena slapping Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't a win for Cena, that was his proving ground match to be like, this guy's going to be around for a while. Even though I wasn't a fan watching at this time, I'm sure that was definitely a lot of, feeling going around about that. Like, oh, is this guy's going to be a big thing coming out here and stepping up to Kurt Angle, like out of all people. That, the guts on that guy, the young guy, so it was definitely a great underdog match to be like a rookie versus the vet, but moments matter. It must have been insane seeing Cena win the first title at the grandest stage of them all. But again, I'm a big first impressions matter guy. So if that's what sticks with him, which it did. It worked, right? Yeah, I would say it worked. To come out and say that and slap somebody in the face. So if that was able to get you far in life, I'm going to choose that one.
So be it.
Yeah, so be
Let
it. Yeah,
be.
yeah. If you got to slap a guy and get a great career out of it, cool. It worked.
Yeah.
So it worked, So I'm going to choose the debut match. I think that was more iconic. Joel, who would you say, the JBL match or the Kurt Angle match?
I'm just gonna go with the JBL match, more on the nostalgia side. I was a big SmackDown guy growing up, so that was one of the big storylines going into that year, and I just hated JBL, starting with the Eddie Guerrero stuff to John Cena. He was such a good heel. The Angle match is so like iconic, but the JBL one, the nostalgia for 21 got me.
Yeah. Okay. Wells, do you agree with that? You're in the hot seat. JBL or Kurt Angle?
This is tough because we literally have two firsts here. We have John Cena's debut.
Yeah.
I just remember Kurt Angle. Who the hell are you? I'm John Cena. And what do you have that it takes to go up against me? Ruthless aggression. And that launched the ruthless aggression era of WWE. Yeah. Whether we knew it or not in the moment, we look back and that is what that era was called. Ruthless aggression.
Yep.
And the match was actually very underrated. I think a lot of people forget how good John wrestled against Kurt in that match, even though John lost to Kurt, which fitting because, you're not going to have Kurt lose to this. Who's John Cena,
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of John Cena's debut. I absolutely am glad that he got that opportunity. And if you go back and you listen to John Cena talk, he doesn't like that version of him. He was not a fan. He felt that he made a lot of mistakes, almost got fired. Luckily, Stephanie McMahon heard him rap. And then John turned into the doctor of thugonomics, thus saving and resurrecting his career. And we got to see John Cena beat JBL at WrestleMania to win his first WWE championship. So that gets my vote. I'm going to agree with Joel here. I'm going to go with JBL because I'm like you, Joel. I couldn't stand JBL. I booed the hell out. Whenever I heard those damn cows mooing.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yes.
I booed. When the cows were mooing, WellsMania was booing. So yeah, my vote goes to John Cena's first because you never forget your first. And
that is so
it's so wild, man, to see that in 2005, John would win number one. And then 2025, 20 years later, he breaks Ric Flair's record winning number 17. So what an incredible run these last 20 years have been for John Cena.
It has. So that was great choices, great picks, great answers. That was the end of the first round. Now we got 8 left. The first matchup in the second round, we got The Rock's WrestleMania 28 match against Cena. Once in a lifetime, going up against the Shawn Michaels match on that Raw in 2007. Joel, what do you have? The Rock's match or the Shawn Michaels match?
It's The Rock. I don't even feel like I have to say anything. I feel like we talked about Mania. It's just once in a lifetime, man. It did happen again, but at that moment, it was once in a lifetime, and the hype was real. I
am going to 100% agree with you on this one. I'm also going to choose the Rock match because, again, it was just the story of the year in the making. You didn't expect that at the time to happen again, but to be able to see it, 2 different stars of 2 different generations to go at it at a big stage. It was fun to watch. I thought Cena had that match. I was like kind of surprised they gave it to The Rock. But yeah, that's what I felt too. But I was like kind of weirded out because Cena was the face of the company at the time. Didn't expect The Rock to come back and like just take that moment away from him. But he worked it back. He worked his way back into it. Yeah. So at the end, it all worked out. But it was a great story, great build up. Probably one of the biggest matches at that time to happen. So shout out to Shawn Michaels. It was a great hour-long match on a Raw, but stories, the build up to it, the post story afterward that led to the next year was all worth it. So I'm gonna have to go with The Rock. WellsMania, do you agree, or do you gonna go with the Shawn Michaels match?
I agree with both of you. A clean sweep here. And, I actually went to WrestleMania 27 down in Atlanta, Georgia. And when The Rock screwed over John Cena and The Miz won, I was furious. I was so pissed. And then the following night on Monday Night Raw, that is when we got Once in a Lifetime booked.
Yeah.
And I was watching Raw with a couple of my buddies, and we all looked at each other like, we're going to Miami. We are going to Miami. We cannot miss Once in a Lifetime. I mean, if anything's billed once in a lifetime and you have the opportunity to go to it, you have to go to it. Yeah. And you said when John lost, I sunk so far into my seat there at Sun Life Stadium. It was, now I know what it would feel like to be a Miami Dolphins fan. It was rough. It was rough. But like I said, even in defeat, this is still my all-time favorite John Cena match because of the storyline, the storytelling. The Rock, John Cena, Once in a Lifetime. Hell, have you guys been to Miami before?
Yeah.
Years ago.
So you both know how incredible it is down there in South Beach. It's like a whole different world in Miami, Florida. Like I was like, man, this beats Indiana all day long.
I'm sure that weekend was wild over
there. I'm sure it was. Yeah, I was young at the time, so I don't know how it would have been, but like, it's definitely. Oh man, that during that time would have been crazy to go to Miami.
Yeah, and I'm gonna put something into perspective here. That's gonna make everybody sick to their stomach.
Oh no!
I went to that trip. I was down in Miami for a week, and I only spent $1,000 the entire time that I was down there. You couldn't do that now.
Yeah,
if
you tried to go to a show outside of your home state,
that's for a ticket for a WWE show now. But I think
wow.
I got everything: flight, hotel, all my food, all my merch, everything for under $1,000.
Insane! What?
Damn.
That's 2012 for you, fellas. What a wild time that was.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh my goodness.
I know it makes you sick to your stomach because, like you said, if you go to a wrestling show now, I mean, you're spending hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And if you travel out of state, you're spending thousands of dollars to go to a show. And it's just so crazy how far we've come from 2012. I mean, that wasn't even 10 years ago. Or I'm sorry. That was over 10 years. Yeah. Sorry. I'm not good at math. I'm not good at math. Yes. It wasn't even 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's still insane. Like $1,000. That's it.
Wow. Yeah. To Miami. And Miami ain't cheap.
No, not at all.
No.
But I somehow made it very affordable for me to go.
That's incredible.
But yes, that is my vote. Once in a lifetime. Send it to the next round.
Exactly. The Rock's match moves on to the next round. Now, next matchup, we got the John Cena's match against RVD 2006 ECW One Night Stand versus Orton's match in 2009 in Breaking Point, the I Quit match. Drew, I want to start this one off, actually. I'm going to go with Nick. I'm going to go with the RVD match. I feel like that one was, even though I love a good John Cena versus Randy Orton feud, the RVD match, just the moments that captured as a fan point of view of just, the hatred of Cena. Like I said in the first round, you didn't think Cena at that time was going to get booed for a second. Not even one person was going to boo him. The fact the whole, arena or stadium, whatever you call Hammerstein, the ballroom, everyone did it. They had "If Cena wins, we riot" poster that made it was iconic. And everything happened from entrance to the post-match was insane. Everyone was on their feet, booing, cheering, whatever the case may be. And the moment itself, RVD winning the championship and Edge costing it, was all around chef's kiss, beautiful, and it was flawless. I wouldn't, even though as a WWE fan, you probably hated that moment of Cena losing, but looking back at it years later, it was iconic to see all that go down. I love a good old Cena versus Orton feud. I could see that match, and all that matches that year go down, but nothing beats the one night stand match. That moment itself was just iconic. So I'm gonna go with that one. Wells, who do you have, the RVD match or Orton match?
I agree with you, Nick. I'm going with RVD, one night stand. I mean, it had everything you could ever want. In the moment, I absolutely hated it, but in retrospect, looking back, it's one of my favorite John Cena matches of all time. Even though he lost to RVD, it's sometimes wrestling matches are more than just wins and losses. It's about everything else going on around, and you had literally everything you could ever want for what do the kids say? Cinema. This was cinema. And I love, and I was not there for this, and I'm kind of glad that I wasn't, because it would have been very hostile. Could you imagine? I probably would have been the one of the only John Cena fans in attendance.
Damn.
They would have treated me rough.
That's true.
It's like
when there was a John Cena fan in that building.
I imagine, right? We got to interview them to see what they were going through that day. It's like, what happened?
How did it go?
We got to go back and like pan around in the crowd and see, are there any Cena fans in here?
One person. There's got to be one.
Because it's kind of like when you go to a sporting event and you're the only fan sitting
the other team,
the other team section. Because trust me, I'm a diehard Tennessee Titans fan. Tighten up. And I live in Indianapolis, so I have been public enemy number one for a very, very long time. But I love the Colts fans. Most of the time, they are very good to me. But I just remember one game I went to, the Titans were they kept choking, man. They kept fumbling. They kept throwing interceptions. The beginning of the game was great, and I kind of did what I don't like to do. I started celebrating and started talking shit to the Colts fans, and it came back to bite me in the ass. And there was this
got ahead of yourself there.
There was this one guy who kept coming up to me right in my face and just being like, "How you like that? How you like that? Take that, Titans fan. Go back to Tennessee where you belong." And I'm just like, "Okay, bro. Okay, bro. It's just football, bro. It's just football, you know." And in my mind, I'm thinking, do not knock this guy out. Do not knock this guy out.
But that all over your personal space. I understand that.
And he reeked of alcohol, so I knew this guy was wasted.
Man. Yeah,
which probably saved him that day, because if he hadn't been wasted, I probably would have rumbled with him. I'm not gonna lie to you, because like you said, Joel, this dude got in my face, and I'm like, you gotta back off. With your Miller Lite breath, bro. Okay.
So you already knew. You were like,
you already knew, man.
Just back up, man. This ain't gonna end well if you keep on like.
But that's the thing, whenever I walk into enemy territory, whether it's NFL, a wrestling event for a very controversial wrestler like John Cena, where the crowd will probably end up booing more than cheering during that time, at least, especially at that event, one night stand. So I'm always prepared. I'm always ready to rumble. So
exactly.
you gotta be.
You have to. Yeah.
You have to, man.
But yes, RVD John Cena one night stand 2006 gets my vote.
Bet John Cena is a clean sweep.
Yes,
I mean, Joel. Why did I call you John Cena?
Yeah.
Sorry, Joel.
Clean sweep.
Joel kind of looks like John Cena. I can see
an
it.
alternate universe. It's there somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I got confused. I thought you were him. I was like, what's going on here?
You are a champion. You are a champion.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
we all are. We all are, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Or champions.
Exactly. So RVD's match moves on to the next round, and then we got Nate Rumble and the CM Punk match for Money in the Bank.
Damn.
Joel, you want to get this one off?
I'm gonna give it to Rumble. I love the CM Punk match. Ooh. I love that moment. But the Rumble, Cena coming out, no one expected that.
Yeah.
Again, one of the best Rumble moments ever. I gotta give it to that match.
Wells, are you agreeing with him, or are you gonna go with the Punk match?
This one is so tough. I mean, this one might be the hardest one in the bracket right here, because I love both of these matches for all the reasons that we've already stated.
Yeah.
And I'm trying so hard to not be so biased with the biggest mark out moment in my wrestling career. But I got to do it. I got to go with the 2008 Royal Rumble.
Wow.
I got to go with the shocking return. John Cena out of nowhere winning at number 30. That it's going to be really hard for me to vote against that one.
Understandable. I'm just gonna give the Punk one, just because one, like Joel said before, I don't want to see Punks get swept. I think from start, I love the Rumble moment. That's a great mark out moment in a Rumble, like I said before, it is talked about to this day. But I think from bell to bell, from the beginning of the story to the end of it, the Punk match was so intense and got you locked in from every single segment and match that happened in between and after, especially when Punk came back with the whole unification match and stuff that happened. The payout definitely paid off. Yes, the Rumble one was a great surprise, and I loved it. Not discrediting that moment, but just don't want to see Punk get swept here because that feud was personally my favorite feud of Cena's of all time. So you can make the case that it was the greatest match of all time, but of Cena's.
You could.
Like storyline wise, but I just didn't want to see Punks get swept there. Now we got the last matchup of the second round. We got John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at Extreme Rules 2012 versus the WrestleMania 21 match with JBL, where he won his first WWE Championship. Wells, I'm going to start off with you. Which match was your favorite between these two?
Oh man, I'd like to pick both. No, I'm just kidding. I think I'm gonna lean more towards Extreme Rules 2012. I loved John winning his first championship, beating JBL. But man, John Cena versus Brock Lesnar at Extreme Rules, that was one hell of a match between those two. And I'm giving that match my vote to send them hopefully to the Final Four.
Good matchup. Good choice. Joel, do you agree with him, or are you going with the JBL match?
I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
That was just, especially after all that Cena went through, and then to face Lesnar and have the match he did, incredible. Storyline wise, match wise, everything was just amazing about it.
Yeah, I'm also going to choose the same one, a clean sweep. But the JBL match, that was the moment where he was in the crowd cheering, right? And that's where the photo.
Yeah,
wow.
He fell back into the crowd, which is another iconic shot from John Cena's legendary career. Fans in the crowd were super lucky.
That and the picture of him with the belt as a kid, those are the two most used clips of him.
Yeah. I remember that the custom made belt that he had, right?
Yeah, that one, and then him falling back. Those are the two iconic ones they use for every promo on this retirement tour.
That is true.
I'm just glad that those fans caught him.
Yeah.
Imagine it could have been very bad if they did not.
That's so true. Yeah. But the Brock Lesnar match was just he got beat up. Like that was again, like I said in the first round, it was just one of the moments where he had to come back and try to fight back against even more beast of a Brock than he was before, and then he's able to come back and win it and start his redemption run against The Rock. That was just typical. I don't want to say typical. That's a bad word. It's just a great Super Cena run that he went on. That was inspiring. So I'm going to go with the Lesnar match there. Another clean sweep in the second round. Final four. Ooh. Here's the final four. We got The Rock's WrestleMania 28 once in a lifetime match versus John Cena versus RVD One Night Stand in 2006. Who wants to start this one?
I'm gonna go first because I know where this is gonna go. I need this RVD 06.
Okay.
RVD 06. I need.
Somebody had to vote for RVD.
Yeah, I needed to do it.
Ooh. Okay.
We know where this is going, though.
Yeah. I mean, Wells, who do you have winning this one?
I'm going with once in a lifetime. This right here could have been a championship match in this bracket.
Yeah.
These two matches are arguably two of John Cena's greatest matches of all time. Hence why they both made it this far in the bracket. But my vote goes to once in a lifetime.
Ooh, okay. What if I did it upset Joel and went the way that you didn't think was going?
I will still love you.
And I'm going to choose the RVD one because
upset. Wow.
Because I love the once in a lifetime match. I I agree with you, Wells. I think this was this would have been the final two if they were in opposite sides of the bracket. But if you're talking about, again, I just think everything around it made the match so iconic. So did the once in a lifetime match. But whenever I think of once in a lifetime, this whole story, I can't help but think that there was two matches that happened. So it's
twice
not
in a
real.
lifetime.
Yeah, I get
Potentially there could be 3 times in a lifetime. Who knows?
Yeah, exactly. So like the fact that it's called once in a lifetime, but it's not really once in a lifetime, bothers me a lot. If that was not the thing, like a catchphrase or tagline for the match, and it still happened again a year later, I would have no problem with it. Cool. But I think they knew that was going to happen again, but they still called it once in a lifetime. It's like,
gotta sell tickets, man. Gotta sell tickets.
The little things in wrestling bother me. That's the way I go. But both these matches were great. Like if we're talking from bell to bell, both these matches were great. I'm not taking anything away from either one of those two, but the RVD match was just I want to be there over Miami in WrestleMania 28, if that makes sense.
Ooh,
I'd rather be in the
That's a good way to put it.
I would rather be a fan in Hammerstein Ballroom as opposed to being a fan at Miami in 28. So that's the way I see it, where I would want to be if I can go back in time and go to an event. I would rather go to both of these, but if I had to choose one, it'd be the RVD. That's the way I'll put it, and that's what I'll say for this matchup.
I respect it. Yeah. I might not accept it, but I accept it, or I respect it.
We're gonna virtually shake hands and agree with that one.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But RVD's match makes it to the finals. Next semifinal match, we have the 2008 Royal Rumble put up against the Extreme Rules match against Brock Lesnar in 2012. Wells, which one do you think is better between the two?
I know a lot of people are probably going to be upset that the 2008 Rumble is this far because some people won't consider, oh, that's not like a one-on-one match. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be, it's a match, and it's our bracket. It's their show. So go after Nick and Joel.
Thank you.
Send all the hate mail to their email addresses and social media accounts.
It's okay.
If only they knew where to show that hate at your handles there.
Down below. Yeah.
Right. But I'm doing it. I'm going with the 2008 Royal Rumble. Like I said, it's the biggest mark out moment of my life when it comes to pro wrestling. And I love the Royal Rumbles. The Royal Rumble is my favorite PLE out of all of them. And the fact that John won this one in shocking fashion, just the chef's kiss, so to speak.
Yeah.
So my vote goes to the 2008 Royal Rumble, even though I can hear all the Cena haters from here.
We're covering our ears when we're listening to that. We can't tolerate Cena hate here. I don't know why.
No Cena hate.
Yeah.
No Cena slander.
Exactly. We can't see the.
We're not here
slander.
For that.
Exactly.
Can't see the slander.
Yeah. Exactly. Joel, do you agree with him, or are you gonna go with the Lesnar match?
Oh, I agree. It's so it Rumble, man. Oof.
Yeah, it's such a good everything about it. It's so good.
And then it's not like he just comes in and fights Triple H. He like cleans house. So
he eliminated one person after the other. Yeah. So good choice. I mean, that's true. I guess I'll have to clean sweep this one too. So that way. I love the Lesnar match. It was fun, but nothing tops the moments in wrestling. So I agree with you both. I'm going to go with the 2008 Rumble match. Now, will this confirm the hatred of this choice? We don't know once we get through it. Our final matchup and to determine the winner of which one is the greatest John Cena match of all time, the RVD 2006 one night stand match or the 2008 Royal Rumble. Joel, I'm going to start off with you. Which one do you think was his best?
One night stand. I gotta go with it. Like I've been saying, the nostalgia of it, but also just everything about that match was awesome. Closest thing we ever got to heel Cena. Him knocking out the ref. Him just playing with the crowd, playing as a heel. 08 was such an incredible moment. But 06 has a special place in my heart.
Respect that.
Yeah, respect. Wells, do you agree with him?
Joel, I love you. I love you, brother, but I gotta go with the 2008 Royal Rumble. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, "Bro, this is supposed to be the greatest match, not the greatest moment." But to me, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah,
so the 2008 Royal Rumble match, even though it's not what some people would think as a normal match to pick when you're doing a bracket like this, but that's the beauty of a bracket like this is anything can happen.
Yeah.
And anything can happen in the WWE. So my vote goes to John Cena winning the 2008 Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I
mean, one of the best Rumbles. You got to have it on the list. I get it. Like people gotta say, "Oh, it came out third," but you got to put it on the list. It's one of the greatest Rumbles and one of the greatest moments ever. Like you said, it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, these are. Now I'm in the hot.
Nick is in the hot seat.
It all comes down to Nick. He will determine the winner of the bracket.
Oh no. Oh god. See, these two are two great moments. For two.
You're not wrong with either one.
Yeah. I'm just glad the pressure's on you and not on me.
I should have gone first then. Wow. I don't know why I didn't go first. But these two are great moments for two very great matches for two various different reasons. Obviously, like you guys said, the 2008 Rumble was just one of the great endings to a Rumble because of the unexpected, and that's what we like about wrestling. You can expect the unexpected and still find it a great moment no matter what happens. But if we're talking about moments, I think for me, I want to go with the RVD match because I feel like the entire match from entrance to post match was an entire moment that never ended. There's so many, like I said, there's so many pinpoints during the match. If Cena wins, we riot. If the Edge coming out to help RVD win, the Cena holding up the belt in his entrance. There's so many things that I captured from that match that still gets talked about to this day. As opposed to Cena coming out at 30 and winning the Rumble. It's just like I said in the last round is where I would see myself if I can go back in time and be in the crowd. Both of these I would, man. This is right. I would definitely want to be in that MSG crowd cheering for Cena and being like, oh shit, he's back. Man, but it's just I feel like the RVD match was a whole moment itself that never ended. This is tough though.
To quote the Macho Man, I may not like it, but I will accept it.
Exactly. Exactly, but I had to choose the RVD match, man. That's my favorite match of Cena's.
Wow, this was a good one. Crazy that the two last matches were both in New York.
Yeah,
look at that. Yeah. Shout out to New York.
Without being biased here, we're both in New York. Yeah, it's crazy. That's definitely not biased. Yeah.
Okay. You both are out of New York. It all makes sense now.
Yeah. No, we did not plan
this. It's all
rigged. We didn't plan it. Yeah. It just happened to be.
This was a lot of fun though. Even though my overall pick didn't win, because like I said, once in a lifetime would have been my pick. Did you guys see the bracket going this way? Like when we first got into it, did you see RVD winning this whole thing?
I thought it was gonna be Punk.
I thought it was gonna be Punk too.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be Punk. I didn't think
going up against the Rumble's tough.
Yeah, because I didn't think the Rumble was gonna make it that far. I chose it for the first round because it was a great moment.
But it's such a moment, though. Oh.
But because I think a lot of people like looking at the top half of the bracket. I think a lot of people would have picked either one of the matches that we went with, Rock Cena or RVD Cena. But you look at that bottom bracket, I think people would be like, it's a no-brainer. Punk's going all the way to the ship.
Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of comments in the post in the YouTube video being like, wait, why is Punk not winning it? You got to watch the episode.
Guys.
Yeah. We gave our reasoning.
Controversy sells, though. Controversy is king.
That is so true. That is so true. But yeah, RVD's match at 1-9 stand was the winner of this bracket. Want to shout out you, WellsMania. Before we even get to the thank you part, where can people find you, WellsMania, and all your platforms, where they can find you?
Well, yeah, first and foremost, thank you, fellas, so much for having me on. I hope everybody enjoys this episode and all of your episodes.
Thank you.
And be sure to subscribe. Right here, the little ticker at the bottom. I love this. The little ticker. Yeah. Subscribe on YouTube at The Ring Fanatics. That's where you can find Nick and Joel. These guys do the damn thing, and I'm a big fan of these guys. Where you could find me, you could find me literally everywhere at WellsMania. I'm on TikTok at WellsMania, Instagram at WellsMania, Facebook at WellsMania. No MySpace at WellsMania. But you can listen to the WellsMania podcast on YouTube as well. So once upon a time, I was on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, but Spotify threw me through the barbershop window, turned heel on me. So they removed my podcast due to copyright protected music. So I got flagged with that, and then instead of removing the couple of episodes that got flagged, they just took down my whole podcast.
Wow.
And I have not been able to get it reinstated, unfortunately. Never say never. I mean, one of these days I could weasel my way back in, but as of right now, the exclusive home to the WellsMania podcast is on YouTube. So do me a favor, go subscribe to the WellsMania YouTube channel. And while you're there on YouTube, subscribe to the Ring Fanatics.
Of course, man. Thank you. We'll leave everything, all your socials in the description of this YouTube video. So make sure if you're watching this, go give our boy WellsMania a follow on all of his platforms.
Go show some love, man.
Go show some
Thank you.
And we appreciate you once again, WellsMania, for coming on this podcast. We really appreciate it.
Much.
We had a great time. We always have a blast doing this, but we had an even bigger time talking about John Cena with you, Wells. So we appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys for giving me an opportunity to go down memory lane with my all-time favorite wrestler, John Cena. December's going to be rough. December's going to be rough.
I'm going to cry with you, man. I'm going to cry with you.
It's coming quick, sadly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So appreciate you, man. But once again, go follow us. Go follow WellsMania. This was season 3, episode 8 of the Fanatic Brackets, and we'll see you guys next time.